Here is a maths story problem, or it's also called a word problem. There are 5 boxes of cakes. Each box has 4 cakes. How many cakes are there altogether? So the question you've got to answer is this. How many cakes are there altogether? We know we've got some boxes, and we know we've got in those boxes some cakes. Now these pictures are there to help you. We can see that there are 4 cakes in each of the boxes, and we have to work out how many there are all together. So that means that when we add them up, or when we work out what 3 groups of 4 is. Well, 3 groups of 4 is 12, so we can say 3 groups of 4 equals 12. So that's our calculation. We might have done it as 4 plus 4 plus 4. That's also perfectly fine. The question is how many cakes there are all together? Well, the way I would fully answer this is I'd say there are 12 cakes altogether. So I am imagining this problem by picturing the cakes, then doing a calculation, and then giving a clear answer. Here is another multiplication word problem. There are 4 plates. Each plate has 2 cherries on it. So there are 4 plates, there are some plates. Each of those plates has some cherries on it. And the question is, how many cherries are there all together? Okay, I'm going to draw to help me visualize this problem. So I've got my 4 plates here, and I know that on each plate there are 2 cherries. 2 cherries on each plate. I can see them now on my drawing. And the question is, how many are there all together? That means if we add them up, how many are there? Well, there's 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Or we could say there are 4 groups of 2. And when we calculate that, we find out that that equals 8. So we can say, we're going to give a full answer, there are 8 cherries all together. And I've given a full answer in words. So I've used words, I've used numbers, and I've used some pictures up here. There are some plates. Each plate has some cupcakes on it. How many cupcakes are there altogether? So this is another word problem. And I want you first of all to try and visualize it. There are some plates, and each plate has some cupcakes on it. How many cupcakes are there altogether? Well, you can picture some plates and you can picture some cakes on them. You probably can't answer this question because we haven't got any details in here. So I'm going to add you some details to help you. So let's say there are 3 plates, and let's say each plate has 2 cupcakes on it. Now maybe we can start to answer this question. What I'd like you to do now is to actually pause the video and have a go on a piece of paper at drawing out this problem. So first of all, I'd like you to draw a picture of the problem. And then I'd like you to use numbers to do a calculation. And like I demonstrated just a moment ago, use words, you can write them or say them, to describe the answer fully. Okay, let me show you how this could look. Okay, so we are going to first of all use some pictures to try and visualize it. So we know there are 3 plates, so I'm going to draw 3 quick circles to show 3 plates. And we know that each plate has 2 cupcakes on it, so I'm just going to draw some very simple circles to represent the cupcakes. I don't need to draw a fancy cupcake with lots of lovely icing and bits and sprinkles and things on it. I can just draw a very simple circle to demonstrate. Okay, so I've drawn my plates. Yes, I've drawn my cupcakes on each plate. There's an equal number, 2 on each. Perfect. And the question is, how many cupcakes are there all together? Well, I've drawn a picture, and now I'm going to use some numbers to explain. Well, I'm going to say there are 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 6. Or actually, I'm going to show you that I also understand that that's 3 groups of 2, which makes 6. So I'm going to show you in 2 different ways because I've got this knowledge. Okay, and then I'm going to say my answer clearly in words, and I'm going to write it. So the answer is there are 6 cupcakes cakes all together. So I've used a very clear sentence to explain my answer, and my answer is written so that anybody looking at my work can see it clearly.